looking on your Instagram, and you certainly, I know you shouldn't say somebody looks like a nerd or doesn't look like a nerd. You don't look like a nerd.
Do I look like a nerd?
You look like the opposite of a nerd.
Right.
You look like the quarterback.
I think I basically look like Henry Cavill. You know what I mean? It's part of the reason why I like him so much. We're like exactly the same. Do I look like a nerd?
Or even, the offensive lineman or something like that. You're a big, handsome, muscular guy.
Thanks, Jimmy.
And yet, you have hobbies, the hobbies of a nerd. Would you?
I do. Yes.
You do. This is something that you, I'm told, are very involved with, and this is you're painting. What is this thing you're painting?
That's an Adeptus Custodes helmet, Jimmy. And the reason it's so elongated is because they have a bunch of super interesting technology that's encased in the top of the helmet that provides them all sorts of data and readouts, kind of like a Batman level of tech that is put as they're fighting.
That is it's a helmet.
Okay.
A very small helmet, obviously.
Tiny little helmet, and this is the full figure.
And that is a body attached
to the helmet. You painted this.
I did.
And then
Henry and I, because again we are basically the same. We both play Custodes. That's the armor. This looks to be a custodian guard. He doesn't actually have the weapon on here, but I'm going to assume he's going to go with a spear.
Then you play with it.
You paint many of them, and then you play with them with other people.
How many of them?
Depends.
How many did you paint?
Well.
Like more than one?
It's within the confines of the hobby, we call it our gray pile of shame.
Yes.
Your gray pile of shame.
I have a big old, pretty nice size gray pile of shame.
Yeah, because they start off gray, and I have a very large gray pile of shame.
See, we're the same.
Are they
we're the same
metal
person.
or are they plastic?
They are plastic. They used to be metal, but now they're all plastic.
Used to be. This is something. It's called Warhammer, right?
Warhammer, yes.
It's been around for a long time.
It's been around since the 80s.
Since the 80s, and you picked up on it when and how?
I probably picked up on it late 80s, and then really got into it early 90s. Went to boarding school. Was already unpopular.
And you guys didn't have video games. You guys didn't have a Sega Genesis, I guess, is what happened, huh?
Well, weirdly enough, my brothers and I all had PCs when we were growing up. And we stole our mother's dining room table, which she's still unhappy about. And we just put all our PCs on there and connected them by a cable. And played games that way.
To play games.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is really old-fashioned. This is like a game with...
Did y'all ever do LANs, man? The Halo 2 era of LAN parties, oh, that was lit. Because, yeah, you could do that with Counter-Strike, and we would do that sometimes with Counter-Strike, but, dude, like, we couldn't afford PCs. Like, all my friends didn't have, like, PCs until much later. So when Halo 2 dropped and they brought some of that PC shit to Xbox, oof, the LANs, yeah, man.
No computer engineering whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah, you actually have to hang out with real people.
You have to hang out with people.
Yeah.
And then is it like Dungeons & Dragons where you roll dice?
Yes.
Yes, in the sense that you do roll dice, yeah, but not like Dungeons & Dragons, because Dungeons & Dragons, I think, is more about an adventure you take, like, one little model on, right? With your other friends who have one little model. And this is more about armies. So
Armies.
you build armies of these guys, and then you play against someone else in a war scenario.
And is it like marbles where you will you get to keep the marbles, you get to keep the figures if you kill them?
No.
No. That would be.
So there's no penalty whatsoever for losing.
It's not about the losing.
It's about the winning.
It's about the taking part.
It's about playing.
It's about the journey
It's very
along
British.
the way.
It is actually very
winning or
British.
losing.
That's like the only thing I don't like about Warhammer. It is very British, and GW is a British company, but we're not going to hold it against them.
About being there.
It's about being there and inhaling a lot of paint fumes with your friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And this
It's
relaxes
awesome.
you, I assume? This is like something that brings you down to like zero?
Ooh. Look, I love it, but I get very frustrated with it at times.
Why?
Because you want to be good at it, right?
Sure.
And
What do you mean good at it?
painting, for example.
okay.
Painting,
You
playing,
can mess up
strategy.
painting for many, many years before you get one thing right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have to do an army of them.
Yeah.
And then you have to compare them next to someone else's who's really good.
Yep.
But then couldn't you just like grab a mirror and look in it and go like, yeah, I'm fine?
Sure. I guess. I mean, shit, I do that shit too. Here we go.
You, where did you grow up?
Jersey, the island of Jersey.
Oh, okay, not our island.
No,
No, not New Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah, it took
What
me a while to
town
get rid
in
of the
Jersey? Oh yeah, I think
Up until the solar eclipse.
I saw you at Springsteen last night. I think.
Yeah, old Jersey, the original Jersey.
The original. Oh yeah, the old. Oh yeah, I guess that's named after. Yeah. Okay.
Go figure. Same goes for New England.
Yeah, and in Jersey, is it like, did they invent like uniforms and stuff there? Like, is that a thing, Jersey?
I actually think there may be something to that.
Oh, interesting.
But we're otherwise famous for cows.
Is that the only part of Warhammer he talks about? Or does he talk about, like, the Warhammer cinematic universe? Because, like, does fucking Jimmy know he's making the new, like, the next MCU? Like, what are we doing here? Is that it, chat? Or is there any more Warhammer talk here?
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, Jersey cows.
Jersey cows.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
Did you have any cows growing up?
I did not. There were lots of cows around. Beautiful cows, by the way. And if anyone plans on getting into farming, very high cream yield for a small cow.
Oh.
What?
Speaking of cows, this is up my alley now. You've got this. I know Guy Ritchie, the director, who you worked on this project with. You worked on multiple projects with. He has this thing. What does he call this again?
That's a wild kitchen.
A wild kitchen, which is like a kitchen setup. It's
That's
like,
probably all the Warhammer talk, huh? That's all I get? No mas? No mas Warhammer? Oh, well.